Hello everyone, welcome to SAM IELTS YouTube channel. How are you all? I hope that you are all fine and seriously preparing for the upcoming year with the aspirations of the IELTS. Yes, in the new year you can actually try this IELTS if you are really dreaming abroad. Don't think that IELTS is very hard until or unless if you really practice well, it would be very easy to clear the IELTS exam with band 7 or band 8 in the first attempt itself. So, without further delay, let's deep dive into today's topic. Today's topic is all about the describing of a person. It is all about the IELTS speaking part 2. Because in the IELTS speaking part 2, you will get a cue card. The cue card means a question paper and you will be given with an answer sheet. So, the examiner will give you 1 minute of preparation time and in the 1 minute you need to prepare for your answers. And after the 1 minute of preparation time, you are going to speak continuously for 2 minutes, whereas the examiner will not interrupt you in your answers. However, he will judge your English with the level of marking criteria. So, there are several categories in which the cue card round is asked. Today, I am going to discuss only one category which is called as the people. Because this is one of the favorite criteria of the IELTS examiner when it comes to the IELTS cue card round. Describe your favorite person. Describe your person that you admire. Describe your family member that you get along with. These are all few questions that the examiner will ask you. Sometimes the examiner will ask you the questions such as describe your favorite neighbor or describe the incident that happens with your neighbor, whatever it is. See, the neighbor, family, friends, everybody is a person. So, when you want to describe a person, you need to know certain words in the IELTS so that you can actually explain to the examiner with lexical resource. Thereby, you actually receive more marks. So, what are you waiting for? Let's deep dive into the words. Before listening to this further, take a piece of paper and pen, note down all these words with the meaning so that while you practice, you can actually listen to this and practice well with your vocabulary journal. Alright. First of all, the first phrase that I want to discuss here is get along with or get on best, which means the person who you are really interested with, the conversations, the attitude, the behavior, whatever it is. So, if you are really interested with a person, then you can actually use on to get along with. I am really interested to get along with my grandmother since I am very fond of her. So, get along with. This is the interesting phrasal verb that you can actually use to explain the relationship between you and someone else. Clear? Alright, let's move on to the next word. If you don't like the person, then how can you explain? Chalk and cheese. Chalk and cheese. If you don't have any similarities, if you don't really like the person, if you don't have any similar interest together, however, you really like her attitude or behavior, whatever it is, then you can actually use this word called as the chalk and cheese. Though we are like chalk and cheese, I really prefer her good qualities or outstanding qualities. This is a word that you can use. Clear? Chalk and cheese. Also, you can use the word fish and chips. Fish and chips means get along with each other, which means if you're really fond of each other and if you really have the similar interest such as cinema, music, whatever it may be, you can actually use this word fish and chips. Okay, so we are like fish and chips together, which means you are closely attached and you really like her attitude and behavior and you really have the similar interests. That is called as the fish and chips. These are all the words that you can actually use to describe the relationship between each other. Couldn't ask for more. Couldn't ask for more, which means you really like her and if you really need some emotional support when you have a baggage, then you can actually use this word couldn't ask for more. For example, when I lost my father, she was my moral support and I couldn't ask for more because you have an emotional baggage and you really rely on her or rely on him. So that couldn't ask for more means he is actually giving you full support both emotionally and physically. Right? Clear? So that you can actually use this word called as couldn't ask for more. Alright, let's move on. He is always there for me. He is always there for me. When I am really upset, I'll go to him and he is always there for me, which means he is a good listener. He always listens to your problems, whatever you are telling very patiently and he is giving you the proper solution. So that is called as the he is always there for me. And when you want to explain a person to the examiner, you can actually use the phrasal verb none other than. None other than. For example, the examiner is asking you a question like who's your inspiration? A kind of cue card round. So where you are going to explain, well, that's an interesting question. I'm going to talk about a person who's none other than my father. None other than. So this is a phrasal verb that you can actually use for any person. If you want to describe any person, of course you can use this phrasal verb none other than. These phrasal verbs are really useful in explaining your relationship to the examiner. Because when you explain your relationship to the examiner, you should be very clear but using the phrasal verbs. Alright, the next thing is that there are other few things that you need to explain to the examiner regarding a person. What are those? Those are called as the appearance. Appearance? Yes, the physical appearance. You can say he is tall, short. That are all common words that you can actually use in the IELTS speaking cue card round. Also you can use she had a blonde hair, blonde, black hair. These are all the words that you can actually describe a person. So when you have nothing to say, that you can explain the appearance about the person. He is obese, he is thin, fat, these are all the words that you can actually say about the person, so that your answers will be extended. Not only your answers will be extended, also you get some impressive marks from the examiner. So while talking about the person, you can always talk about the appearance, but remember, you should not criticize anyone. It should be always for the good thing. Clear? So the identification, which is the appearance, also gives you more marks in the IELTS cue card round. What are the other things that you can speak? Of course, you can speak about a lot of things regarding the character. The character plays a very important role in describing any person. For example, you may say that the person is an introvert. Introvert means keeping himself to himself, which means he is not outspoken. He is very calm, quiet and composed. See, you can say the person as the calm and composed, keeping himself to himself, introvert. These are all the person that you are describing someone who is really quiet. And the other person is called as the extrovert, being sociable, gregarious, outspoken. These are all the words that you can explain regarding when a person is really extrovert or really interested to be sociable with so many friends. These are all the two important characters that you can describe to the examiner, whether he is an introvert or whether he is an extrovert. The other words that you can use here are vociferous. Vociferous means largely spoken, vociferous. Clear? Yes. So you can actually use these words to explain the character of a person. So you have explained the appearance of a person, you have explained the character of the person, you have explained the phrasal verbs, that you are explaining the relationship of a person. Alright, what are the other important things that you can actually explain to the examiner? You can actually say that the interesting event that happens. Suppose, for example, if you meet someone and you stuck upon a conversation. What do you call a stuck upon a conversation? Which means, for example, if you are meeting a neighbor who you really don't know, who moved in very recently to your next house, and when you are on the pathway, he stuck up with a conversation. So he accidentally took a conversation and he found that the person is having so many interesting qualities, outstanding qualities, these are all the words that you can actually use on. So the stuck up is a very important word that you can actually use. Remember, when you stuck up with some places, that is called as stumbled upon. So stuck up means it is used for the conversation. Stumbled upon, which is actually look at the places. When I was crossing the road, I was stumbled upon the large building. When you saw a new building, you were stumbled upon. You was astonished. That is called as stumbled upon. Stuck up means when you have a new conversation with a new person, that is called as the stuck up. Clear? So you can actually use these kind of words in order to express the examiner, so that you can actually get good marks in the IELTS cue card round. So take a piece of paper, note down all these words with the meaning and try to form the answer by your own, and thereby you can actually practice a lot. Clear? Alright. So here is the sample answer for you. So now I'm going to read a question as well as the sample answer so that you can actually get a clear idea. After that, you prepare your own answer and you just type in the comment box so that I can just give you a clarification regarding this IELTS cue card. Alright, here is the question and answer for you. Describe a person you love or you admire. You should say what relation this person is to you. What are your first memories to this person? How often do you see this person? And explain why you really admire this person. So here is the sample answer for you. Generally, people have many admirations for a celebrity or a singer or actor. But for me, it doesn't like that. I look up for the people who really I know as the role model. I admire my manager. As a student with little experience in this industry, it is lucky for me to have a talented mentor for work, who keeps an eye on my professional training as well as my daily life. She makes sure that I keep track of the time and I'm using productively. I still remember the first time we got to know each other in the interview. After that, we stuck up with a conversation that actually discussed regarding the intimate chat between the old friends, because we shared so many common things in together. Interest like books, reading, traveling actually merged us more. Regarding the frequency that keeping in touch, due to my internship schedule, it is my daily duty to address my manager at the office, and I have plenty of chances to work with my mentor. She motivates me to strengthen my skills and never beats or never shouts about the thing that she is not interested. Also, I need to address that she never beats around the bush and she never criticizes me for my performance. Though my performance level is very low at few times, she always encourages me to increase my performance, to improve my performance to the advanced level. Lastly, I should mention that the reason why I admire my manager, that well, she has many years of experience in the industry, and she had a deep understanding of my country's culture, relationship, geography, history, and she is a very good human being other than a role model, other than a mentor to me. So I strongly address my manager as my role model. Overall, I need to address that. Though there are so many persons in my life, I really like my manager so much. Thank you. So hope you understand this role model answer, and I want you to prepare a role model answer and tell it in the comment box so that I can just address it, like check for the grammar and all those things, and I'll give you the marks according to the IELTS examiner point of view. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe to us. If you are really an IELTS aspirant and want to crack the IELTS in the first attempt itself, please visit www.samielts.in or team WhatsApp number 90431408444. Thank you.